Hey guys, you're back watching Alice's vlog. I am Alice, and today I have to tell you about a rather odd experience I just had. So, they say that dreams can tell you a lot about a person. They can say if they are happy, if they are sad, or if they are possessed by demons. And quite frankly, I'm a bit scared for the dream I just had. So, I'm going to tell you it, and if you guys want to just write in and give me your thoughts, that'd be much appreciated. So, it happened this morning. My parents were like, Alice, you gotta do your homework. And I hate doing homework. So I'm out by the tree outside doing homework, but really I'm on my phone waiting for Brad to text me back. Of course he doesn't text me back because he's Brad, but you know what? That is for another episode that I will talk about it. So, it's pretty nice out. It's sunny, and I start to fall asleep. I don't exactly remember falling asleep, but I must have, because this white rabbit runs in front of me, and he has a suit on and like a pocket watch. So I'm chasing him through the woods, trying to figure out what's wrong with this silly little rabbit. And he goes around a tree, and I follow him, and I trip, and I fall into a rabbit hole, which really wouldn't be a big problem, but considering I was in a dream, I went through space and time, and all of a sudden I was plopped into a big, dark, dense forest. No idea where I was. So I see a path, and I'm like, well, I gotta get out of here. So I follow down the path. And I come to a split in the road, and all of a sudden I look, and there is this big, fat caterpillar sitting there on a log, vaping. Alright, so I go up to him, and he blows this big cloud at me, and it smells like Starburst or something. And I'm like, excuse me? And he says, who are you? And I say, well, I'm Alice from Alice's vlog. Haven't you ever heard of it? And he says, what do you want? I'm like, well, considering I'm talking to a vaping caterpillar and I'm in a dark forest, I kind of just want to get out of here. So he says, take the path to the left. And I'm like, yeah, caterpillar, I'm alternative, so I think I'm going to take the path to the right. And he says, suit yourself. And then he just kind of goes off. So I'm going to the right, and kind of wondering if I made the wrong decision because I'm really lost at this point. But right when I get worried, I saw this horizon in the trees. You could tell it was an opening, to a meadow or something. So as I get closer to the opening, I start to hear voices, and they're yelling, screaming really at each other. And as I get closer to these voices, wondering what they are, I start to smell the most delicious coffee and the most scrumptious cookies. So, being in the woods for a good hour at this point, I'm pretty hungry. So I go, follow my nose, follow the voices, and I come up and I see this big table in the meadow with, at one end of the table is this man with the most extravagant hat I ever have seen. And sitting next to him was this big white rabbit. Not the white rabbit I earlier mentioned, but a new one. And so they're yelling at each other, and I go up and I put my hand on the chair. Sorry guys, it's new makeup. I love it. Anyway, so I put my hand on the chair, and they scream at me, and they're like, no room, no room. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? You got a whole table to yourselves. So I take a seat, and they just shut right up, and they're looking at me, and it's the most awkward 30 seconds I have ever been in. But afterwards, the rabbit looks, and he breaks the silence, and he says, do you want some cookies? I'm like, shoot, yeah, I want some cookies. I'm starving. And he says, ha, we don't have any cookies. I'm like, what's your problem, dude? So I say, it's not very polite to offer something that you have none of. And he says, it's not very polite to sit down if you're not invited. I'm like, this guy needs to be taken down a notch. So I sit there, and I think of the best comeback. I say, it's not polite to refuse food to hungry young ladies. Corn one does pulls, and he shuts right up, kind of looks put out by this. So I won. And next, the hat man says, young lady, do you know why a raven is like a writing desk? I'm like, no sir, I do not know why a raven is like a writing desk. What kind of question is that? I'm like, why? And he says, oh, I don't know. I was wondering if you did. I'm like, all right, sir, you are very odd. And then, after that, what happened? He asked me the time. That was it. And so I pull out my handy dandy phone. And I say, well, sir, it is the 4th. And he says, I knew it. I know we were 2 days late. And he looks at the rabbit, and the rabbit says, oh, man, I fixed it with the best butter, too. I'm like, you fix your watch with butter? What? And he's like, yeah, we did. And I say, wait, your watch only tells you the day of the month? And he says, does your watch only tell you the year? Like, no, a year pretty much takes forever to go by, so why would I need to know the year? And he says, well, that's the same for me. I'm like, what, takes forever for time to go by or something? What are you talking about, dude? And he says, young lady, let me tell you some advice. So he tells me that a little while back, him and his parents, he had to perform for the queen apparently, and his parents told him to keep the song short. That was it, keep the song short. But he found a ballad that, so the ballad talked about family and stuff, and the ballad was really long, and he sings it, and like halfway through the ballad, the queen yells, cuts him off, and says, too much time, you are killing time, off with your head. And apparently time, as if it was a person, doesn't like to be killed, and so they stuck them at 6 o'clock p.m. at tea time forever. And I'm like, oh, you guys are stuck at tea time, and that's exactly what happened. So he told me, and he said, take some advice, don't ever agitate the queen. I'm like, all right, I'll take that into consideration. Thank you very much. And it was just kind of odd, because before that, we had such like a sincere conversation, and right after he told me that advice, they went bonkers again. They were yelling about tea time and 2 days off and stuff like that.
Alice, you're taking forever. It's time to go.
I know, Dad. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me finish up my blog, and I will be right down. Well, guys, it is 8:15 my time, so thank you for listening. Next episode, I will tell you the rest of my dream, because let me tell you, it is crazy. So, please email in with your thoughts about what this means. Am I crazy? Am I losing it? Am I possessed? Because I probably am. And thank you for watching, and good night.